Oh,
Quebecois.
welcome to the Puffer Zone Network. We're here. We're from Montreal. We're
I'm not
almost
from
late.
there.
No, we're like we're there. Like the city. Or we're technically on like an island, but I
Yep.
almost missed the start of the race. Ben
Sure
drove
did.
to buy the track, but he now owns the Montreal Speedway.
I had to buy iRacing as well.
Well, that's on you. That has nothing to do with me. Let's go to the starting grid, because I'm not really seeing, it's starting to fill up. I think they're still meeting with each other, but it's one of those things. Oh my God, I'm confused.
My timing screen is messed up.
Yeah, the timing screen did not go by. It's not going by.
Qualifying.
Yeah. ATVO. Well, Joshua.
Great program.
So, there's the starting lineup. Joshua Chin is the pole sitter. Brendan Hawkin, because it just doesn't show it's not saying anything for positions. It's very
I want to restart my
confuzzling.
ATVO.
Brandon Hawkins not on the grid yet, but he's about to be. Nate Stewart will be the third place starter.
Didn't he say he's going to retire?
Yes, I think so. Or actually,
He's back in the next week?
Matthew Zwack just insinuated that because he was considering racing in other leagues. He said nothing of the sort. Matthew Zwack just insinuated that for no reason. Triff Davis will start in fourth. Joe Armstrong.
If you restart ATVO, you're fine. Yeah, it'll fix it.
That's good to hear. Joe Armstrong will be in fifth. Aiden Walker will be in sixth. Jonathan Oates in seventh. He's not on the grid yet because he's still talking. You can see it right there. William Schmidt is in eighth. David Guerrera is in ninth. Jack Painter, Steven Gibson in 10th and 11th. Cole Freilich will be in 12th. Isaac Johnson will be in 13th. James Thurston, Daniel Mostler, Ryan Dunkelberger, Spencer Ray, Caden Reif, Chris Pervalericus, and Nathan Kiani, who I believe is our race sponsor, will round out the top 20. Harry Grindell, CJ Nemitz, AJ Green, Sean Begley, Colin Forster. In the Ken Schrader machine, I love that car, in the top 25 with Gary Waterworth in 26th, Griffin Jones and Ryan Pandicio, who has yet to hop on the grid. They're still going through drivers' meetings, thankfully. Oh, Perry, Ethan Stuckwish in 30th, Kevin D'Elia making his Montreal debut in P31, Ruby Estes in 32nd, Wesley Pearson in 33rd, Tyler Lannon in 34th, Cosmin Ionescu making a rare OSRL appearance. I believe this may even be his debut. He will be in 35th, and just barely sneaking his way into the field will
Got 1 minute.
be Marty Farrell. 1 minute until we go to green.
Take a look at
David right now.
Take a look at David Cabrera and Jonathan Oates. Like their grid is like they're so far off the grid. It's weird.
He doesn't look off to me. Jonathan Oates.
He looks pretty off to me. Interesting.
I'm look like he looks dead on.
They're like halfway off their grid spot for me.
David Cabrera's, where the fuck is he? I'm just gonna pull up 8.
It says Joe isn't gridded, but he's certainly there.
Excuse me.
I'm excited for my first ever Montreal broadcast that I've actually traveled for.
Yeah, you've been able to make it here for the race. We're very excited.
Yeah. Before I was in the
they're starting to
studio.
go. Oh. God damn it. My
Green
ATVO
light.
is not fucking loaded while we go. Of course.
Joshua Chin. Brandon Hawkin going to the first corner. Brandon Hawkin with the advantage on the inside of this corner.
I forgot that this blocks all the trees. Hawkin will take the lead.
Oh, spin in the back. They save it. That is Pandicio, I believe, got contact from Mo Perry. They keep it going straight.
Oh, yep.
Back up at the front. It's Brandon Hawkin. He took
There
the
goes
lead in the
Joe
first corner.
from 5th, diving underneath Jonathan Oates. Last year's winner here.
Oh, looks like there's trouble. Harry
Oh, we got a
Grindell.
caution.
Yellow flag.
And the traditional lap 1 caution flag.
Oh, what a pile up we had.
The Montreal Speedway will allow us to get our bearings underneath us.
Oh, man. Nowhere for Harry to go.
All right. Let's just wash all of that over again. So I think the grid time was set for a minute, but those fine cats and kittens made it there a little bit quicker. So standing start here, as is tradition. Hawkin had the preferred line through the corners that needed it most. See everybody coming through here. See what happened to Pandicio and Co back here. Got in with Mo Perry. Estes looked like went around through the grass. She was the big loser out of that. And then Harry Grindell was the one who was involved in trouble, and Waterworth slipping back big time. I think he might have maybe had a penalty or something from that, but oh, it's Pervalericus. Oh! It's stacked up. AJ Green has some damage. It is kind of tough to get an angle of what's going on here at the Montreal Speedway. As you can see, it looks like CJ Nemitz might have assisted him a little bit, and then nowhere to go for the rest of the group. Just trying to see the other TV camera angle. Yeah, just a little bit too tight through there, and Grindell the first one on arrival. He is the big loser in terms of the cars that go around, and will go under caution.
Get our picks.
We should get our picks in while we are here. It's not the Slipstream Science Wild West 125.
Is Joe the defending winner?
Joe is the defending winner. He held off Brandon Hawkin last year for the entirety of the race, and they're stacking things up here. If you'll look at Brandon, let's look at Brandon Hawkin's onboard. He's probably saving fuel. We talked to him about that last week, and he kept it in his mind, he said, from last year's results. And if this goes green from here to the end, then fuel mileage might play a factor. They might be able to make it the whole way without pitting, so.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but Brandon Hawkin is a Canuck, correct?
He is a Canadian individual.
So I believe he's going to get his home country win here today.
Do you think so? Excuse me,
I think so.
had a yawn. Oh, we got pitters. Triff Davis pits from 4th. We saw Triff a couple of weeks ago be on the alternate strategy compared to everybody else. I forget if that was at Fontana, the race that he won, or just last week where he went a little bit different than everybody else coming into the pits, but he's the only car who has made the decision inside the top 30 or so. Pervalericus will pit for his damage. Mo Perry. There's Harry Grindell. Cosmin Ionescu back here. Just saying, you know what, I'm in last. Top off. Might as well. And I think he's actually probably going to gain positions. Even Ethan Stuckwish as well. We should go 1 to green this time.
You would hope so.
You'd imagine. I think Brandon
Oh,
Hawkin,
yeah, they're doing the pace car thing where they lay back.
I say they're letting the pace car go. Oh, you see him, he's in the distance. That's the one thing I don't like about ATVO. They don't let you go. There's not like a pace car on the ticker.
That'd be pretty cool.
You go to, like, I have to go through, to go here. Pace car. There he is. Look at him.
You know, Finian's camera pack is pretty good here at this track, but there's a lot of damn trees in the way.
There are a lot of trees, you know. If there were any place to make a case for just, or anybody to make a case for deforestation, it would be television producers that go to this track, because it's quite view binding, I guess is a good word. But they will go green. It'll be Hawkin, Chin, Nate Stewart, Joe Armstrong will overtake the 4th spot. Triff Davis will come out all the way in 30th position. So he will have quite the mountain to climb in terms of lapped cars and traffic, etc., to get back up to
they're doubling
his
up.
spot. They are. Who's your pick?
Brandon Hawkin.
Stand by. I'm grabbing something real quick.
They're in the DRS zone. Remember, DRS will be enabled after 2
my
laps.
Headphones, so I can't hear anything. Wow, I'm back. So
I just telling everyone that they're in the DRS zone, but after 2 laps, the DRS will be enabled.
that is a very important point. As you see the Bovada.lv casino, make sure to go there for any gambling needs.
Yep.
I believe that gambling is, I don't know if it's legalized in Canada. I'm not sure, but
I mean, I think Ontario it is, because Josh Cronin gambles. And
that's true.
Oh,
yeah.
There they go.
Josh Chin jumped the gun a little bit. Now Hawkin gonna fly out on him.
That's my
He's
chick
got
that left line right there.
a big run from Hawkin. Yeah, that stacked up a lot of the field. They're gonna go in tight into the first corner.
That's going to allow Joe to get a lot of positions up to P2 from starting P5.
Oh, and David Cabrera ran
car's
wide.
off.
He's okay. Armstrong will be in second, side by side for 5th. That's Nate Stewart and Jonathan Oates, or rather Aiden Walker, who is going to be my pick. Aiden Walker, that's my pick. Just lost position. Oh, there goes James Thurston in a slick new 29 car. We'll have to take a look at that a little bit later, as he's battling with William Schmidt. Slow car back there is Painter, maybe a
Jack
slowdown.
Painter. Yep, stop and go for Jack Painter. Oh, looks like Cosman got really loose off the corner back there.
So they sort things out here. Joe up in a second. It's a reverse of what things were last year. As they battle once again for the 6th position. Thurston throwing it in. Schmidt, Gibson blinking back there. Oh,
and Aiden Walker.
Man. That was Isaac
It was
Johnson.
Isaac Johnson.
I believe it was Aiden Walker running wide, and then Isaac Johnson trying to miss him. They're still going through the hairpin, multiple wide. Iona shoe. Triff Davis has not made up much ground in this first lap. Hawkin will lead the first completed lap of green flag racing as somebody spun. Stunkelberger in the whatever that
track
is.
Blocked.
Chicane. And that's going to throw out a caution, as everybody has to take evasive action to avoid. Oh, and Grindel in the wall again. Everybody trying to miss the complete blockage of the track, and CJ Nemitz involved in another wreck, and so is Harry Grindel. Let's take a look at how this began.
Like the big stack up effect.
Thank you for the sub, Ethan. Let's see. Will the trees block this? I want to just... Will it? Will they? Will they? Will... Oh, there's a giant fucking building that's going to block it. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Man. And then CJ just pulled out and destroyed
So it was Rife
Harry
who got
Grindel
in,
again.
Spencer Ray, and then I want to check who that was who got into the back. That was Waterworth who got into the back of CJ just a little bit too slow on the brakes. And look at everybody have to take evasive action here. And then Nemitz merges out. Car's still coming. Gets Grindel. Harry Grindel probably not too happy about that move right there.
Brandon Hawkin gets a good start. Joshua Chin behind him. Jonathan Oates pulls up to third. During the break, Jonah. Oh, trouble! Big crash in the back. Caution's out.
I really appreciate that they're wrecking a lot. They're delaying shit. They're allowing for our technical difficulties and me fucking sleeping and my shit crashing and everything.
Oh my goodness.
It's making things, you know, not feel as bad for me.
Here comes AJ Green. Oh man, just a big stack up.
What the fuck?
Get a.
This is a bizarre start to this race. These guys are usually not this unable to continue. Oh my god. You hear Guto.
Get a.
His signals that we're back in the session.
Yeah. A fairly big crash.
And as we are back in the session, you can see you're only on lap 9. At 9:45. Ideally, this race, well, I guess ideally in terms of time completion, would be done at about 10:15 or so. That is not going to be the case tonight for these OSRL drivers.
Man, if I need to go to bed and they need to finish this up.
When are you working tomorrow?
8, but I have to get up at 5:30.
That sucks. Does that mean that you will be available to produce for the Puffer Zone Network tomorrow night?
I get off at 7. Takes me about an hour and a half to drive home. So,
so
maybe.
it might be a YJ. It might be a YJ.
Might be.
You get off at 7 Central, correct?
7 Central. I could take the toll road home and get back at like 8-ish.
How much would the toll road cost? How much does that cost?
$7.
If I cover that, if I make a immediate cover of that, can you do that?
Well, the thing is, I'm scheduled to 7, but I might have to stay longer. I just won't know.
Okay.
Unpredictable.
Okay.
It'll be a game time decision.
I will. Well, if Rod Flag is watching this stream, then there's some information. If not, then I'll just message Rod. But that's a little bit. There's some information as to. I thought that it was going to rain at Stafford again. Not the case as of right now. I believe it was like a 0% chance when I checked earlier. Oh, it's a 45% chance. You know, you never know.
Ooh.
You never know. They might
So
just say they might just up and say fuck it.
Did you know that when it says like 48% on the weather thing and it has rain, did you know that is not the chance of rain? Did you know it's the area? That percentage of the area should expect rain.
I learned that this past year. I honestly think that I learned it from Jordan. Of all people, like I was just watching Jordan stream, and that piece of information came up on it.
Yeah, so
Important to note that most of these guys, not most of, the overwhelming majority of the field, have these guys pit? Because ATVO wouldn't be able to tell me.
So top 16 have not pit.
Okay.
17, 18, and 19th have pit. 20th and 21st did not. CJ Nimitz did not, and Ruby Estes has not.
But Joe back here, Joe Pitt.
Joe Pitt.
And that'll be the biggest name that has that Pitt. Cosman's back here. Anybody else pitting? I don't think anybody else is. I think if you're in, or if you're out there rather, you're out there. A couple of guys, Ethan Stuckwish.
We got some takers.
Just a few guys. Probably some guys wanting to fix some damage and stuff from that stack. Yeah. Ethan Stuck. Oh, they're Cosmo Ionescu is showing displeasure with the Marty Farrell pit crew. It appeared there.
Uh-oh.
Looks like he was yelling out at his window. Marty Farrell drove by. Sledgehammer might have been through. Shouldn't be. I'm gonna get this stream key to you as soon as possible.
Let's take a peek. Yeah, I don't see you online.
Oh, no, we're back. We're back. We're back.
Oh.
Refresh. Refresh. We are struggling tonight. Gonna send you the proverbial stream key. Not gonna do it on stream.
Yeah. There it is.
I need to do the disconnect protection thing. I need to just put on like the 2003 Pontiac Excitement 400 when we potentially have some internet issues. More cars pitting. Actually, no, that wasn't. That was just damaged cars pitting because we're going green this time. This will be like the second lap of green flag action that we'll get out of 11 on the channel tonight. Brandon Hawkin leads them and he gets going quite early this time.
Single file restart. Can't be Adams can't trust these drivers to keep it clean on these restarts.
And who can blame him? First side-by-side battle is back here. Gary Waterworth, that is Sean Begley having a nice run in the 61 car. 15th spot right now. He's been able to avoid the chaos. Joe Armstrong already up into the top 20.
Oh, trouble from Marty Farrell. Sideways on the track.
What happened to Marty? Oh, he just
looped it. Oh,
lost
hard
by
hit.
himself. And he's still there watching him. Or no, that was a replay. Look at Joe. Already up to 18th. He is flying through the back half of this field. Just going to be a question of if the tires are enough. Hawkin clear by half a second over Chin. Oates has snuck up into third. Nate Stewart in the 4-car in fourth. Comes Freilich underneath Cabrera, who gets into the grass and runs wide.
Want to take a bit to clean off those tires with all the and then back into the grass. That won't help his case there for cleaning the tires. It'll be a bit slippery for him.
Kiani and Cabrera side by side, as are Isaac Johnson and Aiden Walker. Isaac Johnson will get that spot. Kiani will get that spot.
You remember, they were passing through the DRS zone, but we got to remember they just came off a yellow flag, so it's not been enabled yet.
2 more laps. As Joe is rocketing through this field. That was about 5 or 6 spots that he made up in that lap. He's going to take it underneath Jack Painter here, get up to the 16th spot.
Looks like Harry Grindell picked up a slowdown, maybe.
It hasn't been
a lot of spots on the front.
Hasn't been the best of days for Harry as these guys back here just trying to get their footing.
Oh, trouble, AJ Green. Already had damage from the previous wreck. Yeah.
Oh, when he just got loose on his own. Burned that baby back out and got her back going, though. He's all good. Joe just made another pass on Sean Begley, and you see how deep both of them were in the corner.
Trouble. Tyler Lannon saves it. My goodness, he was completely sideways into that corner.
Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, he just got way loose. Made a great save. Back up here. Oh, man. These guys are going at it.
They're 3 wide. entering the Dodge Dart corner.
Jack Painter, CJ Nemitz,
Oh, trouble!
Sean
Aiden Walker, Isaac
Begley,
Johnson wrecked off the hairpin.
the 33 and the 93. They're going to get to the grass, avoid everybody else. They're going to get back going, but they're going to lose a lot of spots. What happened here? Oh, that's just normal hairpin. That's normal product of Dover racing.
Yep.
This battle continues on. Cabrera trying to block Kiani to the grass. Kiani not having any of that. Gonna ship it into the first corner, make it stick. Cabrera gonna come right back to him though. Looks underneath through 2. And these guys are gonna rage on here.
Take a look at the battle for the lead. Joshua Chin is nipping at Brandon Hawkins' heels right now. He closed up 3/10 in the past lap.
And we heard last week from Joshua Chin, who was his first top 3 in OSRL in his rookie year. And he was like, if I can go to Montreal, I'm not sure I'm going to be much faster than Brandon Hawkin, but I'm going to give it a shot. And he was optimistic coming into this race that he could run in the top 5, and wasn't so sure that he could get to this 099 though. He is putting up a pretty strong fight so far. He's got a big gap back to 3rd place. Nobody to worry about in his mirror, which is certainly a help.
It seems like Joshua is better with the first half of the track, and then Brandon Hawkin pulls away at the last half of it. That's what I've noticed so far.
Side by side at 4/10, Spencer Ray will get that spot. Joe Armstrong already up into the 12th position. He's got this track down. He's certainly got a number on a lot of these drivers at this track, I'd say. We go to some other road courses and Joe's very good, but he's not as good. It doesn't seem like he's as good as he is here, where he just puts together absolutely perfect laps and can hang with the best of them. Demo's going to go back underneath Spencer Ray, or back rather to his right side. We've seen how opportune going into that first corner on the right side can be if you can hold it through that first corner, just because of how sharp and long that turn is. So Joe Armstrong up to 11th, Spencer Ray down to 12th. The gap widens a bit between Josh Chin and Brandon Hawkin.
OctaneRacing.ca. What do you think? What do you think is on that website right now?
They probably sell a lot of. They probably sell some nitrous. Steven Gibson has just made a pass. I believe that was on Gary Waterworth. Cabrera locks up on Kiani. Oh, and gets into Demos. He came down across the nose of the 87 and spins out across him. Mostler completely stopped, gets back going, and looked like Cabrera was just trying to cover him off, and a little bit too late there after the mistake. Yeah, you can see Demos gets underneath him, and Cabrera trying to recover just a little bit too aggressively and made some contact. So Demos will lose about 5 spots. Cabrera back to 20th. Both able to keep going, and both able to keep going with minimal damage. Josh Chin very close through the first set of chicanes there. It's about the closest that he has been. Go on board with the 093. The 093 and the 093 and the 099. Check out of that to check out this. Joe Armstrong to 8th.
Got it on Nathan Kiani.
He's already gained about 15 spots in about a third of the lap distance. Been about 4 or 5 laps since we've gone back green.
He is the first car that has pitted. So he's in a good spot, I'd say, if this goes green.
Certainly is in an interesting spot right now. His lap time, 130, or last lap time, 134.059. It was a lot slower than the leaders, Hawkin and Shin. We'll have to see if that changes once he gets into some clean air and gets into a good groove. Let's try to find a battle here. Aiden Walker and Caden Rife. And Aiden Walker, who we saw well inside. That's my pick. And I just cursed the shit out of him. Because he is not doing too hot. Oh, we got a car around back there. I believe it was Landon? No, it's Cabrera. Landon going right past him.
Lost the rear end.
Has not been a good couple of laps.
Oh, trouble.
For David, and that's Sean Begley who's around. Oh, and Cabrera's trying to spin into him. Jesus. It has been a disaster of a couple of laps for the 31 car. He just cannot get it. Just can't.
Oh, trouble for
get the
Spencer
ship
Ray.
righted. Oh, and he is sitting in a very inopportune spot. They're not going to throw this. It appears.
He's going to watch all the cars drive right by him.
If the leaders were coming here, I think that they would throw it. But in the event that it's just some single file stragglers, they'll let it go.
Oh, man.
Because of how wreck-filled we have been in the first half of this race. Spencer runs a bit wide, trying to get it back going. Demo's trying to make up some ground after the incident with David Cabrera. He's going to try to make the pass on CJ Nemitz in the coming corners. Rendell
So it looks like
Wesley Pearson and his traditional machine runs wide, and he'll give the spot right back to the Canadians.
Spencer Ray got absolutely ran over by Steven Gibson. Absolutely ran over. So I would not be happy if I was Spencer Ray.
And Gibson sitting up in the 10th spot, yet to concede that position due to penalty or anything of the sort. Joe Armstrong gains another spot on Cole Freilich. These paint schemes you see here that are a little bit unfamiliar due to the throwback vibe that we have here at Montreal.
Oh.
Our Season 6 race, it's encouraged for roster drivers to run old paint schemes that they ran in OSRL at Montreal or wherever, I guess. But this is a old Kellogg's paint scheme from Joe Armstrong that we saw him run for quite a while. Cole Freilich, I believe, ran this Polaroid car previously. Well, I would imagine he did. Some people not follow. Nate Stewart, that's a newer paint scheme. Jonathan Oates, he's following it because he's the league owner. That'd be a little bit bullshit if he didn't follow it. But let's watch this battle with him and Nate Stewart because Nate is right on top of him. Shin has fallen back to about 0.7 of a second. Fluctuating slightly as we look at the ticker up in the top right corner, top left corner. Wow, I can't fucking...
Wow.
Blimp cam. The blimp cam held us strong there for a record amount of time.
I'm working operations tomorrow.
Ugh. Sorry
From
to hear
6
that.
to 7.
Damn. 13-hour shift.
6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Oh.
I work flying 8 to 6 and 6 to 7.
The frame rate
Good
did
payday.
just die. I opened up a web browser. We're gonna shut that down and hopefully bring her back up.
Ooh, that injury did not look good on the football field.
I have old TNF on, so not TNF, the other TNF, the CBS Sports game, college football. I turn that on. Demo's continuing to try and get some spots back as a result of the incident with Cabrera. Has not gotten past CJ Nemes just yet, but he's made up some ground, that's for sure. Back up in the battle for the lead.
Tyler Lannon. What the? Did you just money shift it? He just looped it.
Just gassed her up quite aggressively. This is the ARCA car, not the Gen 4 car, so it doesn't have that incredible extra juice in it that would really frighten these guys. Look at how close Joshua Chin gets through that first set of corners. That's his best portion of the track for sure. As you were saying, he gains a lot of time through this section.
Then Brandon Hawkin takes it all back at this part of the track.
Hawkin gets the better drive off there. Let's see here. A driver like Josh definitely going to be watching what Brandon's doing in terms of the brakes, in terms of what he's doing on entry that's beating him, just trying to match that. Same with Brandon Hawkin, who's trying to match what Chin is doing on corner entry that has allowed him to stay oh so close to Hawkin this entire time.
Looks like Joshua lost a lot of time in the hairpin right there. Look, he took it a bit wider arc in to get a straight line out, but it didn't work out for him there. So maybe he learned and he'll try something different.
So he was 0.2 of a second faster last lap. He seems to be quite strong in these chicanes. As you see right there, made up. He lost it, then made it back up. You see behind him, Nate Stewart and Jonathan Oates continuing to go at it.
Like Nate is in a position to look for maybe a pass here shortly.
This is certainly the closest he's been with a chance to actually make a move. He's going to try to cut underneath Oates there, but not quite. Man, Chin just gets through the first part of that corner so remarkably well. He loses a lot of the time back.
Oh, Jonathan Oates into the wall. That allows Nate Stewart to get onto his left quarter panel. Nate Stewart gets a little loose right there. Nate Stewart dives it in. Little contact, door rubbing.
Oates going to hold on to it.
For now, holds on to it.
Oates is quite the good defender of positions. He's a very hard racer. He's very stubborn, and in a good and bad way, I guess, depending on if you're battling him or if you're watching him. It's certainly fun to watch, but he doesn't want to give those spots up.
Looks like he takes a bit of a defensive line. It's just give him the bumper and turn him.
And Jonathan
gets 360.
Gets right back going and says, "Motherfucker, get your ass back here." So the wide arc.
Some payback, maybe.
Let's try to go to the drone cam. Yeah. Just
Nate Stewart says, "My fucking bad, go faster."
Oh. It's like that Kyle Busch clip with Jimmy Johnson at Martinsville. Tell him I wouldn't have beat his back. I wouldn't be beating his back bumper off if he let me by 40 fucking laps ago. Asshole.
Jonathan Oates said, "Maybe you're just bad."
Oh.
And then Gavin Newton went on to race control to say race comms only. And then Nate Stewart said, "Shut up, Gavin."
Beef. They're not happy. As we're getting down to it, the caution laps have pretty much shortened this race, making these guys so that they don't have to pit, making it so they don't have to maybe save as much fuel, save as much tire as they would have needed to otherwise. And Josh Chin has kept it close. within a half a second ever since the drop of the green flag, and just a matter of can he get those just last extra tenths. He was about nearly 4
Ooh,
tenths
looks like Chin goes
faster last
wide
lap.
right there, maybe.
I think he just threw it into the corner. He's actually not losing a ton of time from that as you look at the relative. Only
There's a lap
0.46
car
seconds.
ahead.
It is
That's Tyler Lannon.
I believe Sean Begley up there as well. So lap traffic may be a legitimate factor here.
So Gavin Newton, who said race comms about 2 laps ago, has been nonstop talking about black flags and stuff on race control. So
Well, that is race
take
comms.
that as, oh, Lannon gets a bit loose. He's going to go wide. He's going to let the leaders pass.
Oh, he better not
Let's
come
just
back
drive straight
onto
on.
the track. Yeah, he's gonna be
Okay.
he's gonna be a wise boy and let him go. And is he gonna let Nate Stewart go? He's just gonna. This is gonna
Joe
be
is
interesting.
into the pits.
He's gonna go for that fastest lap.
Yeah.
That's an interesting decision, though. Did he? Sure.
Yeah, looked intentional.
He already pit though. Is he just
Yeah, he
trying to?
did.
Does he just? Is he doing math in his head? I'm not sure. Maybe he just realized that he can't win the race. Gonna try.
Oh, he
to
has a
have little
black
bit of-
flag.
Oh, did he get a slowdown? What happened? Was he involved in a wreck that we missed? I don't think we missed a wreck. I guess that's what Gavin Newton was talking about.
Yeah. Oh, Joshua Chin is apologizing.
They didn't make any contact. They didn't do anything wrong. Nothing happened. Hawkin
Brandon
got a
and
little bit
Josh-
slippery through there. This is as close as Josh Chin has been. Hawkin
They
did not get a
entered-
good exit.
They enter that hairpin so different. Oh, here comes Joshua Chin. He's going to look to the left here into the wall of champions.
He got a terrific run out of that corner, and he is right there, going to hold off this time. But that's got to give that driver of that 93 car some confidence. Okay, I can do this. I can get up alongside of him. I've been here for the last 20 laps, but I can actually make this move work. That lap, Hawkin, believe it or not, was just a tad faster, but that just goes to show how strong both of these guys are right now, racing in extreme close quarters. And Brandon Hawkin, after last year, he was in this position pretty much that Joshua Chin was in. He knows what it's like to be in that position of the chaser. It'll be interesting to see what Hawkin uses from last year to potentially win this race, potentially not, but you know that he's going to be very hungry after the events of last year where he, let's face it, wasn't fast enough to pass Joe Armstrong, and then at the end, with some fuel issues, wrecked the car while trying to make it pass. So he's trying to get a little bit of redemption here and continue his OSRL Season 6 points crusade. Chin, though, is just so strong, so consistent. He said it last week that it felt like it was going to be him and Hawkin in the points.
He's looking.
going into
Here
the
he goes.
season. It hasn't been that quite yet, but it's shaping up to be that as we
crossover.
get into race
Into the
4.
grass.
A bold move, and he's going to have a run. Hawkin is not getting off the corners as good as he would like to be. Let's go on board with Chin.
We saw
Does
it
he
a
make
couple
the
times
move?
in that. He's looking for it.
Not
He's
quite.
gonna- Oh,
Couple
Isaac
lap
Johnson
cars
is
ahead.
apologizing.
Oh, no. He got involved with Ryan Dunkelberger. Oh, he just ran over Ryan
Yep.
Dunkelberger into
Yep.
the corner.
Oh, he's blaming everyone else for braking so early.
That's fair. Joe Armstrong is now just, he's chilling. He's just
Yeah.
Joe vibing. Literally.
Maybe in a protest, or maybe he's waiting on someone.
That would be pretty funny if he's waiting on someone. Or maybe he's waiting on Gavin Newton because Gavin Newton participating
He's
in
not.
this
He's
race.
off track.
So Joe back to 31st. Not sure if he's going for the points championship, but if he is, that'll be a pretty significant blow. As he's now, I hope he's blinking. I don't know what's going on with Joe. He's having a rough night.
Oh, looks like he towed.
Now it appears he has. He might have even just said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." As the leaders go past Sean Begley, no harm, no foul from the 61. As you said, it's such a different corner for both of those drivers.
Joshua just turns in just slightly later than Brendan Hawkin, needing to get a straight line apex and exit. But doesn't appear to work out for him, so I don't know.
He did gain on exit on the interval, but what is the loss in comparison, I guess, is the question. Way over the curbs there. That was a pretty strong corner if he didn't get a slowdown. Freilich just dropped back. I'm not sure what the issue was there, but check out this battle. This is for the 10th position. Jack Painter is occupying it right now. Daniel Mossler, as we were talking about, had the incident with Cabrera. He is trying to salvage a top 10 spot, as is Aiden Walker, who was also involved in a little spin. That was with Isaac Johnson as well, who we just saw with Dunkelberger.
Ooh, looks like Brandon Hawkins spun his tires at that corner.
Chin is just so stellar through that set of corners, especially turn number 1. He replicates it right here. It looks like Chin's rears are just a little bit better than the 099 here. Is the move going to be made? Not quite. That's just the challenge of this racetrack. It is so tough to make a move. There's only a couple of real spots, one of them coming up, and Chin spins the tires. He's not going to have the chance to do it here.
And one thing you got to watch out for in this hairpin up here when you make a pass, if you want to do a crossover, you got to make sure you don't, when you make a crossover, you don't tap the back end of the car in front of you. We've seen that a couple times tonight, and it just spins the car out. And coming to the last couple laps, that could result in a penalty. So you got to watch out for that.
Speaking of that, we'll go back to Jonathan Oates, who is
driving. Oates in the wall.
Oates is driving the wheels off of this thing, trying to get back to Nate Stewart. The gap is down to 1.6. It was a little bit wider. It was about 1.2 before Jonathan decided to kiss the wall.
Big corner for Joshua Chin.
He got through there so good. Wow.
Here he comes. Wow, what a corner.
And he's going to have a chance.
Throw it in here.
And Joe is still sitting there like Robbie Gordon in 2007.
Slides.
This is the closest he's been. He runs way wide. He's going to try to get a crossover. Just didn't have the momentum there. 4 to go. Just look at how he's able to rotate that car through that section. He's able to point it so effortlessly.
I don't know if I'm that 99. I see him get a bunch of runs on me like that. I'm getting nervous now. If I can hold on for 4 laps.
I certainly am too, and it's not. It might not even be a pace thing at this point. It might just be a tire thing. Chin hit that corner so well. He just hasn't been able to. Has been perfect on those exits to capitalize. This is the closest I believe that he's been into the hairpin in quite a while.
Again, just that late turn. Good apex. Kind of missed it, maybe? No, he gets to get a run off.
So he got through there quite fine.
Oh, yeah, that's a great turn for him.
And we're going to see here, he's hit this absolutely perfectly the last 2 times. He is as close as he's been to make the move. Will he make the move?
He's looking. Nope.
Slots back in line, but he's not going to compromise himself too much. He's going to stay right in with Hawkin. 3 to go. Oates is closing the gap down to 1.1 seconds. Cole Freilich is past William Schmidt. He's going to get back going. Don't want to take our eyes off of this battle anytime for too many seconds at all. Just from the fact that Chin can make this move at any moment. There could be a mistake from Hawkin at any moment. Last time by, believe it or not, Hawkin a 1/10 of a second faster. These guys are just putting in incredible lap times right now, and fastest car on the track right now is currently Jonathan Oates, which is very interesting, but I don't believe he will not have the time. He is coming on Nate Stewart, though, as Josh
Remember, Nate Stewart
try to look to the
dumped him.
outside. To say that is why Jonathan is driving so hard. I believe that he's a little bit angry.
Great
he's
corner
gonna
for
have a
Joshua
chance
Chin.
here. This is going to be the first chance that Chin's going to have a move into the hairpin. Let's see what he does with it.
Gonna be looking for the crossover here, although he has a lot of overlap.
Look at those glowing.
He's going to try and race him
rotors.
off. Oh, he slides way off the
Can
corner.
he stay there?
Oh,
he
he's
does!
there.
Contact! I think Chin backed out of it just a bit to avoid any chaos. Hawkin closed him off and just barely was not clear.
Brandon Hawkin
racing.
says, "My bad" in the chat.
Chin
what
just
happens
able
in
to
this
get
corner.
that car pointed so much straighter for the corners. He's so impressive on the entry.
Oh,
the entry
trouble for Jack Painter.
it was battling for position.
Oh, big crash for Jack Painter.
This is for the top 10. Oh, and he just gets loose. Oh, man, that's a hard hit.
Joshua Chin is on Brandon Hawkins' bumper.
2 laps to go. He's not got many more opportunities. Oates going to try to get that final podium position. This is the battle we're all focusing on, though, as it always seems to be like this here at Montreal and OSRL. 2 drivers separate themselves from the pack and just put on an incredible show. The really interesting thing about this, these guys have burnt their stuff big time. Nate Stewart and Brandon Hawkin were nearly 2 seconds faster than them last lap. They're not going to have the time. Or Nate Stewart and Jonathan Oates, excuse me, were 2 seconds faster last time, nearly. They're not going to have the time to get there, but they are coming, and they are coming fast. If anything happens with these two, Stewart and Oates are going to be in a battle for the win, potentially. Strong lap for Hawkin. We're going to see if he can hold on to it here. Chin got a great run through the hairpin. Does the move get made here? How aggressive is he on entry? How aggressive is Hawkin to block?
He's there. Hawkin outbreaks him into the wall of champions. Looks like they have an equal
lap.
run.
1 to go for Montreal. Can we see another incredible OSRL finish up north? Chin looked but wasn't quite there. Nate Stewart is coming. Let me tell you, they are coming.
Got a 3-second gap. Not sure if it'll be enough.
Chin. So strong through that corner all night long.
Not the best corner.
We must pay attention to this battle back here for third. It is tightening up, and you got to think Jonathan Oates will not be hesitant to be rough with the 4. Oh, and I think that he just made a mistake. He did.
Jonathan Oates fell off about 2 seconds right there.
Here comes Chin. He's so close. Did not get a good set of corners there. Hawkin going to open up the
And
lead.
Hawkin is pulling away.
Half a second now. Chin going to need a incredible set of corners here. Look at the send.
Throws it in, makes it stick.
Wow.
He
Cut about-
may have a shot right here until the final chicane.
He's going to cut about half the time as they go into the final chicane. Brandon Hawkin, he's had his mind set on redemption here at Montreal since they crossed the checkered flag in Season 5. Josh Chin trying to get on the board in OSRL. He's going to
throwing
send
it in.
He throws it in. He's there.
Oh,
No!
he spins out.
He spins out. What an effort. Brandon Hawkin will come off the final corner. He'll redeem himself in Canada and win the Con Software Montreal Grand Prix.
Oh, and Nate Stewart got a slowdown.
Josh Chin will hold on to second miraculously after spinning. Oates will come through to third. Nate Stewart's slowdown relegates him to fourth. Whatever happened, Thurston will come home fifth. We got some battles back here. This is for 9th and 10th and 8th and everything. Aiden Walker, look at all these guys on top of each other. The battle for 12th is still going on as well. This is going to be something. These guys might throw it in. Gibson, Freilich, Walker.
What a gaggle.
4 cars coming across the line here. Kiani will finish 11th. I believe Kiani he got a slowdown, so I think he'll be all right. Here comes Nemitz after Waterworth receives a slowdown.
Everyone's
to get
getting
12th.
a slowdown.
Isaac Johnson and Caden Reif coming together for 14th. I can't tell if Caden's running out of fuel or just trolling us. Here comes Pandicio. Here comes Harry Grindell. We've got one more battle. Ethan Stuckwish and Ruby Estes. Oh, and Ruby runs wide. There might be a chance here for Ethan. This is for the top 20. Ruby's going to hold on just barely. And as our remaining drivers finish, Cosmo Ionescu brings it home 22nd. Mo Perry, 23rd. Griffin Jones. Oh, he's going to lose the spot just at the line to Kevin D'Elia. I think that Griffin might have ran out of fuel. And Kevin D'Elia will bring it home in 24th. An exhilarating finish for that position. Sean Begley, he's finishing. Marty Farrell, he's out there. But Brandon Hawkin has gotten it done. What a battle between him and Joshua Chin. And let's take a look at that replay of the final chicane. He absolutely threw it in.
He gave it all he had.
And you gotta
I respect him for that.
Look at how strong he was into the hairpin here. I mean, just a remarkable entry. Joe Armstrong says, worst officiated race in OSRL history.
Wow.
You know, I was listening to the comms. I won't make a statement.
Wow.
And then here, sorry, we're gonna go back. There we go. I mean, he tried.
I respect him for not wrecking him there. You know, that could have been a lot worse.
He didn't wreck him.
Yeah. You know, he didn't pull like a Jimmy Johnson type situation. You know.
And man, he was. I think that Hawkin kind of threw it in a little bit too.
That's close.
Let's see what did Nate. Oh, that's what happened. So Josh Chin is avoiding the rejoining Josh Chin, and that costs him a ton of time.
DJ Moore had
he got loose, and that's what hurt him. And then he just got out of gear, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in 4th gear there.
Huh.
I don't know. That was odd. Jonathan Oates almost finished 2nd out of that, though, and he will get back to the 3rd position. And I think that, considering what Joe said, I think that he is pulling the Robbie Gordon by just sitting there. You know, we should probably go over to that Discord and talk to people.
I'm going to bed.
Well, you do that.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, Ben Billard. Have a good night. I'm gonna interview people though.
There.
Hi, Brandon. You are our race winner, and that was quite a race to watch between you and Josh Chin. I guess just take me through that battle. It was how was it being on the opposite side of that compared to last year? What did you learn from being the chaser last year. How did you apply that to being the chasee in this situation with Josh Chin?
I kind of wish I learned something, but yeah, I ended up doing the same sort of thing with my tires. I'm not sure how to keep the rear tires on at this track, but oh man, yeah, I was just holding on for dear life there towards the end, and like thought I was doing a good job at saving, but yeah, I was just kind of like at the start of the run, I was making an okay pace, but yeah, just trying to take care of the rears, and yeah, the last like 10 laps, man, Josh was so fast, and I was just trying to hold on there. He was able to make a couple moves there, and yeah, there's a couple corners coming out of the hairpin. I kept spinning the tires when I was just about to upshift, so I missed a couple gears there, and yeah, I was just trying my best to keep the car straight, and Josh was like right on me that entire time, and he did a really great job keeping it clean there. Yeah, there were a couple opportunities where I could have probably just ended up wrecked, but he did a really great job staying out of me there, and man, he sent it there in the last corner. I was sweating that entire last run, and it looks like he had a little bit of wheel spin about halfway through the lap, and I thought, I was okay, and then yeah, I got a little bit of a surprise there in the last quarter. He did everything he could, and but he did a really great job staying out of me there in the final chicane, and man, what a race! That was probably the sweatiest I've been in a long time. So I've man, that was just a really great race from start to finish. Took a little while there for us to get going, but once it went green, that was just a race long battle with them the whole way. And man, what a race that was. That was really great.
Yeah, and how does it feel getting that win here at Montreal after all that happened last year and just everything that's everything that happened last year, and yeah, coming back here to get the win and in the full-time season and everything? How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, third time's a charm, I guess. Yeah, the first two times I ended up being runner-up, but yeah, I was happy to get it here tonight. I yeah, learned some things over the last couple seasons, and yeah, still some things I can maybe improve on, but drove a good race, and man, yeah, I was glad to get a win there at pretty much my home track here at OSRL. So yeah, I always love coming to Montreal, and yeah, really great to get a win here.
Hell yeah. Well, congratulations on the victory, Brandon. Third time's a charm, as you said, and we will see you next week as OSRL rolls on.
Thanks, Matt. Have a good one, and yeah, great race from everybody, and see you guys next week.
Yes, sir. Brandon Hawkin, your winner. Now let's talk to the runner-up who puts on a pretty strong show, Josh Chin. Josh Chin, you brought it home in second, and it was an eventful second for sure. You were chasing Brandon Hawkin for the entire race there, and that was a very exciting last 20 laps. I guess just take me through your technique of driving the car, because it was a little bit different than Brandon's. You were able to get the car very pointed for the corners, and it seemed like you were able to have a little bit of rear tire at the end on him as a result of that.
Yeah, I was kind of driving pissed off because I lost positions on the start and the restart, so that was kind of unfortunate. And I figured if we didn't get yellows, I would have been able to make it on fuel saving. So I was just kind of trying to keep it easy, getting back to the gas. It's not as bad as the Gen 4 for burning off rears, but this car is still burning them off a little bit. Someone was at like 60s on the rear tires without a spin, so I knew I had to kind of conserve him. I knew Hawkin was going to be fast. I didn't realize that he was going to quite burn his stuff off the way he did. I thought he was kind of being easy, and then all of a sudden I'm closing up on him, and he's he wasn't super aggressive on curbs or anything. So I'm like, okay, he's saving the whole way. And then we go like another 5-10 laps. And I'm like, oh, he's not saving. He's just struggling. And at that point, it was just kind of keeping that pressure and making him burn off the rears more, which almost worked out, but just got myself in a bad spot once or twice. Tried crossing him over in the hairpin and caught the grass, which didn't help. But to come away with second's pretty fun. It sucks, but it was a really fun race with him.
Yeah, and it was quite a fun battle. That last lap was awful chaotic. Did you think you were going to be able to hold on to second there in the final corner? And was it once you realized that you were within a distance to make that move work, were you committed to it?
Honestly, it was a big mistake because I wasn't trying to go for it. I just kind of lost track of where I was, and at that point, I just didn't want to bust ass into Brandon and take him out after we just had that race for 30 laps. So
Very
I
fair.
just tried to make sure I didn't hit him, and I got lucky with Nate letting Oates go, and it held on to second place. But it should have been closer for the lead at the end, but it shouldn't have been as close as I made it through the chicane there.
Hell yeah. Well, that was a very fun battle between you and Brandon, Josh, and yet another top 3 finish. Your day is coming, I can tell, in OSRL. So, yeah, congratulations. And yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch. See you next week.
Yep, thank you.
That was Josh Shin. Now we'll get to talk to Jonathan Oates, who had an eventful race for sure. Hello, Jonathan. You brought it home in the 3rd spot. It was an eventful race from the drop of the green flag for sure.
It was, yeah.
And certainly for you as well. I guess just take me through the battle with Nate, the contact, and then you were driving.
Yeah.
You were driving pretty aggressively afterwards. It seemed to get back to him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what can I say? It seems like every time Nate and I race together, we seem to get in some kind of trouble. I don't know if that's just like self-fulfilling prophecy at this point or what, but I just want to make it clear, no hard feelings. There's a lot of people on iRacing that both act like and race like a word that I'd rather not say on your broadcast.
Oh yeah.
And while I'm obviously not I've never been a huge fan of the way Nate races people. He's a really cool guy to talk to off the track. He gets a lot of schemes from me. I get a lot of help from him just driving wise. So he's honestly a really cool person to talk to. I have no personal hard feelings towards him. I want to make that clear just because, yeah, I mean, I'm not very happy about what happened. We lost about 5 seconds on that lap because of the crash, and I finished about 5 seconds back from Hawkin. But I guess at the end of the day, it just kind of is what it is. I want to take the positives from this and move on. This is probably the best road course race I've ran, at least in a while. I felt really on the pace, especially on the long run. I think probably 10 more laps on the same tires. I think I would have gotten up there. So it's just unfortunate the way it worked out, but happens sometimes. And I'm glad that it's not one of those things where how do I say this? There's just some people I'd rather not talk to outside of the races, and Nate's not one of those guys. He's a good dude.
I very much understand what you mean. I've had that thought about some people where it's like, yeah, I don't want, or it's like, or it's like, hey man, it's like I might not be the biggest fan of racing them, but I'm not gonna. I will be happy to, and we certainly had our differences after FTF Talladega this past week. So yeah. What as that green flag run was going on, as you said that you finished about 5 seconds back, did you think that Hawkin and Chin were out there? Did you think that you had a chance to get to them had the issue with Nate not happened? Was that a goal in your mind before that?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a goal in my mind beforehand. It was just disappointing reeling them in and kind of realizing that if that hadn't happened, we probably would have been up in the fight with them with better tires. But I guess you can't dwell on that too much, you know. I race here just for fun, and those guys are out here racing for points. So at the end of the day, I'd rather have them running up there than myself. Yeah, there's just not much you can do other than just try and keep a positive attitude about it all. I think that's one of the things that I've learned on iRacing is that if you go into a race angry and you go into a race mad or you're beating yourself up, it's just you're gonna end it worse. It's better to go into these things just trying to get the most you can, and most importantly, making it to the end of them clean. And I think that as I've kind of realized that, it's made me a lot better driver. So in the moment, yeah, it's hard not to dwell on what could have been if that didn't happen. But at the end of the day, third place is still pretty good, and I'll take the positives of being able to keep up with those guys on the long run. So hopefully pendulum swings back eventually, and I'll be able to win one of these races again, because it's been a while.
Indeed. Well, Jonathan, thank you for being here. Congratulations on the third. Thank you for allowing us to put all this on. It's been a very fun season so far. We've had some new names, some new drivers, some fun racing. And I'm gonna try to be awake for the start of them as we go forward. So yeah. As always, thanks for being here, and thanks for allowing us to do this.
Thank you. I want to thank you guys for putting on the show. I hope you're enjoying it. I think this season's shaping up to be pretty good. I know Hawkin's kind of driving away with the title right now, but I think that Chin should be able to get a few more swings at it, and I guess you never really know what's going to happen if someone else is going to emerge from the middle of the pack. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I think it's going to be a good one, and I hope you guys are as well. Should be fun.
Yes, sir. We certainly are. So yeah, P3 for Jonathan. We will see you next week. Where are we headed next week?
Well, next week is our All-Star race, and actually, I'd
Oh,
love to
yeah.
talk about this right now because
Actually,
I
yeah,
haven't.
please feel free.
Yeah, so I don't know if the plan is to broadcast this. We still got to figure that out. But next week is going to be the Tsukuba Nationals, which is going to be our version of the All-Star race. So if you were around for FTF GNS and you did this same event, I stole it from them. Sorry, Justin. It's basically that. We're doing 3 races at 3 different layouts of Tsukuba. There's the main circuit, and then the little go-kart track off to the side, and then the right-turning oval around that go-kart track. Each race is going to be 20 minutes, and it's going to be the best average finish across all 3 that wins that race. I don't know if there's going to be like a cash prize associated with that. We got to figure that out, but mostly it's just going to be for fun. It's in the trucks, so you should be able to really get those bumpers lined up a little bit more than you can in this ARCA car, which is one of the things that's really, really tricky about it. But yeah, that shouldn't be an issue next week. We're really just doing it for fun. I had a ton of fun when FTF did it in 2021. The only thing I was thinking is I wish it wasn't for points. And making the schedule for this year, I saw we had an opening and I figured, hey, could be fun to do something like that. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. And then our first points race back will be October 19th. We'll be at New Hampshire.
Very nice. So it'll be, yeah, that'll certainly be very interesting. It'll also be interesting because the ARCA road course is the Tsukuba 2000 circuit in a couple of weeks in the officials. So a little bit of prep for the OSRL guys. I originally thought it was going to be the official first, but it's the other way around. So yeah, we'll have a little bit more information on that as the time comes next week, I suppose. That'll be a very fun event.
That's really the point of it. I think people, and I mean, I'm guilty of this myself, of course. People get really, really caught up in these races, and I actually think that's a good thing from a league owner's perspective. I like that people are taking it seriously. I like that people care about winning and care about doing well. I think that passion is kind of what you need to keep a league healthy. Not to like an overextent, of course, but to a point where people can just care about what they're racing. But I think next week should be a nice break from that. We've had a lot of high tempers in these first couple of weeks. So next week I just want to kick back, do something fun and goofy, and I think it'll be a really good time.
Hell yeah. Well, we will see you next week for that, Jonathan Oates. Yeah, thanks very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
That was Jonathan Oates, the league owner, and that'll be the stream as we went through all of our fun stuff. We're going to send the people to Michael Moody, who is live right now. Friend of the stream, Rod Car participant. I believe he's maybe participated in OSRL before. I believe he's participated in Slim Rock before, too. So friend of the stream, Moody Racing. We will send y'all over there. We still do not know, as we heard earlier, is if the Rod Car broadcast will be emanating from the Puffer Zone Network or from YJ Media Network tomorrow. So that'll be quite interesting to see how that all plays out. We will keep everybody updated. Make sure to follow us at Puffer Network on Twitter for that. I believe it is at Rodcar on Twitter, or rodcar.com for any updates. And yeah, we will be back. As Jonathan Oates said, I'm not sure what the broadcast will be, but I assume that we will be live and on the air for the All-Star race next week, 9 o'clock Thursday, October 12th for OSRL. And then next Friday, we should, I'm going to say that now, should be on the Puffer Zone Network for Rod Car, most certainly. There also might be some rain in the Stafford Springs area tomorrow, so I might be here because it decides to rain every fucking week at Stafford. So we will keep you updated. Make sure to follow Puffer Network on Twitter for that. We're going to send you over to Moody Racing. Go hang out with Michael Moody. Say hello. Say the Puffer Zone sent you. Thank you very much, as always, for tuning into the Puffer Zone Network's OSRL broadcast here from Montreal. It's been another year, or another season, I suppose, of Montreal and another exciting race. we will see you for season 7 at Montreal. We'll see you maybe tomorrow and maybe next week. God bless. Have a good night.